What's up? This is Joel from Killswitch Engage here at Brixton Academy in London, and you're watching Metal Wani.
Hi, Fernando in Brixton Academy today for Metal Wani. Joel Stroetzel, thank you very much to be with us today.
Thank you, sir.
So you are currently on a tour with Bullet for my Valentine across Europe. Mm-hmm. So how has it been so far?
It's been great, awesome tour, man, and great bunch of guys, great band. We've had the pleasure of doing some shows with these guys in the past, and it's been awesome, really cool of them to have us out. It's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So Killswitch has been on the road since the release of your latest fantastic album, Incarnate, with a headlining tour in North America and in Europe. So how has been the response from the new album live?
So far, so good. I think we've kind of over the last year figured out which songs translate live, and it's been fun to have some new material to play. So it's been a cool year, just having a whole bunch of songs to throw into the mix, because we were all kind of going crazy a couple of years ago. I felt like we were playing the same set over and over. So it's nice to be able to change things up. It's cool, man.
So yesterday you guys released Behind the Flames home video volume 2, covering the story of the band. So Killswitch Engage practically wrote the book on modern American metalcore. So I guess when the fans are going to see the footage and the stories, it's gonna be quite emotional, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, the first time we all went back and actually watched the DVD, it was kind of, we all got a little emotional about it, because it really kind of just tells the story of Jesse's return to the band and where everybody's been at for the past 4 or 5 years. So it's pretty cool. It kind of made us realize how much we've done over the years, and reflect on the good times and the bad times. And I think it's cool. People will get to finally hear the story. It's cool.
You guys have a habit of releasing consistently good record, and yet have to fall short on production quality or even songwriting. So how difficult it is to get, after so many years, what can I say? Not only to keep yourself happy with the music you guys doing, but with the fan expectation as well.
Yeah, I mean, from our perspective, the best thing we can do is try to write music that we would want to listen to. And there's 5 people. We all write. Everybody writes riffs and songs and all that. So it really helps. There's lots of ideas, and everybody's fairly critical. So we end up throwing a lot of stuff away. So hopefully by the time it goes through everyone's filter, it's what we have left is acceptable.
Yeah. So Killswitch Engage music and lyrics affect one deeply, creates an emotional bond. So when you look back at your career, how happy do you feel to know that there are hundreds and thousands of fans worldwide who are emotionally attached to your music and consider it a source of inspiration in life?
I think I can probably speak for everybody in saying this, and Killswitch, that it's certainly very flattering that people could connect to the music, and I think that's kind of a testament to Jesse's lyrics and Howard's lyrics over the years, and trying to write stuff that's not all gloom and doom. I mean, there's a little bit of that in some songs, but I think one of the things about Howard and Jesse, they both kind of write lyrics that can be interpreted in multiple ways, which is kind of a cool thing, So sometimes I ask Jesse what songs are about, and you never really know if it's about personal conflict or religion or politics or there's so many ways to interpret, which I think is kind of cool. So,
So I wanted to throw a special shout out to you, as well as drummer Justin Foley, for his amazing control and balance on this album while playing those grooves on the upper heavy guitar riffs. You both have a very strong bond in terms of being the backbone of the band, so could you tell us a bit more about this deadly combination?
Yeah, I think as a rhythm section, we've been playing together so long at this point, things just kind of click and things feel good. I think we know how to interpret each other's feel with the songs and stuff like that. And Justin writes a lot of guitar riffs too, and he wrote quite a few songs for this last record. And so I think just having his take on grooves with his riffs over, and like combining it with everybody else's ideas, it's really cool. And I'm glad that he writes like actual riffs too. He's more than just a drummer,
Yeah. So have you changed anything on a production from the oldest album, or are you still working the same from the beginning, guys?
We still kind of work sort of the same way. The only thing that's a little bit different that has changed over the years. We all live in different parts of the U.S. now. So Adam's in the West Coast, Justin's down in Florida. Mike and Jesse are up north on the East Coast. So it makes getting together a little bit tricky. So we tend to write a lot more on our own and send each other ideas. And then when we do get together, we have a lot to work with. So it sort of helps. Again, we tend to write too much material, which is good.
So how important is the sell for a band like Killswitch Engage? At this point in time when we talk about the music industry, you guys are always on the road, and that's the main income, I guess. So do you guys still selling albums as well? Is it part of the income, or?
I think, in general, the record industry has changed a lot. I don't really think anyone is selling records like they did 10 years ago, but it's, I think that's kind of across the board. So I think we're thankful that things are still kind of hanging in there, and the live shows have been pretty consistent over the years. So it's always a place for us to make a living and have some fun and get our music in front of people. It's kind of a different world.
Yeah. Now coming to the Grammy, recently announced the list of awards, and you have like David Bowie and Beyonce, which are nominated under the Best Rock Performance, which none of them are into the metal or rock list. So what are your takes on that?
Same category.
Yeah.
That seems crazy.
Which is
yeah, that seems a little crazy. But hey, I guess not for me to say.
So now with Baroness, Gojira, Megadeth, Korn, and Periphery nominated as well, who do you think is going to win the Grammy of the Best Metal Performance, and why, perhaps?
It's hard to say. I really like Gojira. I'm kind of rooting for those guys because I think they're nice dudes and they've made some awesome records. And the last couple have really kind of hit home for me. So, but you never know. It's always hard to predict. I don't really know how conclusions are made or who decides. But it's,
So would be Gojira, I think.
For me, I'd probably go for Gojira.
Yeah. Cool, man. So you will be touring Australia next year, and you are playing a live or just breathing album is in Ontario.
Yep.
So any plan on taking this album on the road next year, perhaps?
Perhaps. We did it briefly in the U.S., a small tour on the 10-year anniversary. Now this is going to be the 15-year anniversary to doing it in Australia. So we'll see. I'm not sure what's going to happen next year. Yeah.
Any plans on playing in India, perhaps?
India, I'd love to.
Yeah.
We've had a couple offers in the past, but time frame didn't work because we were always on other tours or in the middle of writing a record or something like that. So that's one place we've never been. I hope to get to.
Yeah,
for sure.
Could you just describe for me the new album on the feeling you got?
Yeah, for sure. I think Incarnate is appropriately titled because it's kind of an accurate representation of what this band is and has become, and I think it's Jesse being a little bit more comfortable maybe than he was on Disarm, because he kind of got thrown into that whole situation. A lot of that record was already written musically before he rejoined the band, so this time it's a good representation of the five of us coming up with a record together. And it's again, we always try to stay heavy in parts and melodic in other parts, and the thrashy parts, sludgy parts. So I think there's a little bit of everything we do in that record. So.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, no problem, man. Pleasure.